let me ask you a question. Like when it comes to fashion and when it comes to like dressing, do you feel like, you know how people say, like, you know, you're treated the way you present yourself? And if you notice, like in I guess in the royal family, you know, back in the day, and you had the what is that, the jester. He dressed like a clown. They treated him like a clown.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But you know what's funny? Like, you never had to ask who the king was or the queen.
Right.
Because they set it in an appointed place.
Mm-hmm.
They wore garments that let you know. So I think in this day, it's like so many people want the respect of something that they're not dressing like. And to me, if you want to be treated like a wife, you dress like a what? A wife. If you want to be treated like a husband, dress like a husband. But I think so many people want to be treated and respected as like a young man. You're out here, pants hanging down. You know, real tight shirts showing your boxers. And it's hard to walk on a job setting and demand respect. And, you know, being an African-American male, it's very important how we dress. Because as you can see, the climate now is really changing as far as how we are perceived, as far as how people will actually deal with us. And I think it's very important that we understand, like, business casual, you know, street dress, right, and when and not to dress that way. Yeah, so fashion can really be, to me, life or death. Fashion could be, you know, money or no money. So how do you feel about it? Because I feel just like, you know, I think the pressure now for a young African-American male in our country, you know, sometimes if I want to dress or start, like I'm business casual now. So if I just want to throw on some jeans, you know, my cuts in them, American Eagle, and some Jordans and a shirt, I feel like if I'm pulled over in a bad spot, I'm already prejudged. You know what I mean? So sometimes I feel like if I just dress up a little bit, I feel safe Monday through Friday than I do on the weekends.
Yeah, man.
Sad but true.
Yeah, and I definitely have a thought on this, and it's going to be a little... I'm going to speak from the position of fashion because my experience is in business and networking and making connections. And, you know, I know that we know we had the issue with African-American males, but in my thought process and how I process that, I think that from just a minority perspective, that male or female, you know, we always have to dress above and beyond because you can be in, for instance, I went into an establishment today. I had my blazer on, my slacks and everything like that. And I had to go do like these measurements because I got my life insurance policy. And there were 3 clipboards, and one was for drug and alcohol testing, and the other clipboard was for, you know, you to get your statistics for your life insurance policy. And I walked in, and the lady said, "I'm not sure which one you need to sign, but I'm pretty sure it's the one in the middle," which was for the drug and alcohol test. And I just gave her a look, and I signed the life insurance one, and she just kind of looked, you know, because the thing is, you know, there are certain perceptions that despite what we do, some things we just can't, there's nothing we can do. So we just have to do our best. Yep. So I live under the impression that, you know, you can never be too overdressed. You're right. You know, if you walk into a casual atmosphere and you've got a suit on, what's the worst perception that they can have about you? He's a businessman, he's got money. Exactly. So in my perception, you know, a lot of people interpret, as I said earlier, they interpret a lot about you by what you wear. And so I am of the persuasion that no matter where I go, I don't care if it's business casual. I've got a blazer on and some crop pants and hopefully a heel. You know, that's why I have a pair of heels, and I typically wear them all the time. I would like to wear flats, but I know that I need to be perceived differently for what I'm working to accomplish. And so that's kind of my thought process on that. I mean, and I totally agree with you, because I believe that in the climate we live in, just how life is in general, that you have to be beyond the part. Because what happens is you're not on even playing field sometimes, being a minority, you know. I believe that if you show up for job interviews, sometimes you feel like you have to beyond dress the part, beyond speak the language, beyond, you know, sell yourself. So I think fashion is the one thing that transcends you, because before you open your mouth,
they judge you upon what they can see. And if you look neat, if you're well put together, if you're well groomed, to me that kind of gives you more of a chance to even be heard. You know, even like from a dating point of view, or someone trying to sell and get someone to invest in their vision. Sometimes, like if you look at Shark Tank, when they walk in, the first thing they see is the person.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think, you know, like what you said, especially as we get older. I remember Jay-Z had a song called Change Clothes, and he was talking about, you know, no more throwbacks, you know, jerseys, it's button-ups.
Right.
And I remember he was getting clowned for it, but then you look after so long, you know, after your age, you know, when is it time to grow up and dress as an adult? You know, I think so many people try to hang on to what's in the past and to the trends that they're afraid to be an individual, you know. Because I feel good when I'm dressed up, you know, whether it be chuckle boots, khakis, polos, or whatever. You know what I mean? It just, to me, gives you options and it makes you feel like an adult.
Yeah, I definitely believe that. You know, it makes you feel like an adult. You know, you feel more professional. You feel like you're really, I think specifically in being an entrepreneur and you're not going to a company, you know, it speaks a lot about how you carry yourself within your business. And that can depend on, you know, what your business is. But I think in any business, you know, we had a mobile food trailer. And one of the things that we talked about was polos and khakis. Even if you're making food, you know, it just really puts across an image to that person, because that is the first thing, as we said earlier, that people see is they see you and they interpret who you are before they even receive a product or before they receive a service or anything of that nature, before they decide to invest, you know, before they decide to partner. So I definitely think it's important.
Yeah, because I remember when